Hi, everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants. And happy Friday! I was on the internet, surfing the web like I do so often, and I came across this question, one of our social media sites, that's asked other CNAs how they felt about the buddy system when it comes to training CNAs. And I also saw a reply from one of our members, give a shout out to Lisa Davenport there, that said, who better to train CNAs than other CNAs? Well, Lisa, I could not agree with you more there. Who better to train CNAs than other CNAs? We are the ones that are in there doing that job on a daily basis. We know our residents inside and out. We know their routines. We know their family members. We know what kind of medications they're taking, what the effects of those medications are on them. We know what activities they like to do, what activities they don't like to do, what their favorite color is, what their least favorite color is. We know everything about these residents. So when we're training a CNA to take our place, which eventually is going to happen because we're not all going to live forever, that's one thing that I like to keep in mind is this person is going to be taking my place and taking care of the residents that I care about. So I want to train them to the best of my ability. Now, with that being said, if you don't like to train, if you don't want to be a preceptor, if you don't want to be a mentor, you need to let someone know. You need to let your management team know, because someone who is forced to do something will do it less efficiently than someone who enjoys doing it. And you may, for the management teams out there, you may want to ask CNAs if they would be willing to train or train them how to train by enrolling them into the preceptor course with NACA. A lot of people don't like training because they don't know how to do it. Literally, before I went through the NACA preceptor course, I had no idea how to train anybody. It was pretty much just to follow me and do as I do type of thing, with like that negative attitude, and it would drag people down. And I can't even tell you how many CNAs are no longer CNAs because of the experience that they had with me when they first started a facility. Once I went through the preceptor course, I learned how to welcome them, I learned how to orientate them, I learned how to train them, and I learned how to transition them. And it turned out to be one of my favorite things to do. I absolutely love training people now. And once you know those skills and you start to practice those skills, you really kind of get the ball rolling. Like I said yesterday, if it's something that doesn't work, change it. And that's really what a preceptor does. We change to accommodate the person that we're training, adapt to their personality, adapt to their learning skills, and really make them feel welcome and teach them in the best way that we can how to do our job to the best ability that we can. The next tip for CNAs training other CNAs is remember that you may be the difference between this person staying or this person going. First impressions can last a lifetime. Share experiences with them, both good and bad. Relate to your trainee on a personal level and maintain that open line of communication. One of the biggest things about being a trainer, a mentor, and a preceptor is to have that open personality that people can feel like they can come talk to you and communicate with you if they're having issues. When I say share experiences with them, both good and bad, put yourself in their place. You have all these CNAs that are running around doing what they normally do on a daily basis. They know their routine. They all seem fabulous at what they do. And here you are, the new girl who doesn't even know where to get the towels from. So when they mess up, tell them that it's okay, that you can learn from this experience, that you've been in this experience before. Like, oh, I've done that before. Don't worry about it. Just remember next time to lock the wheelchairs before you transfer that resident, or make sure that they have their food fully chewed and swallowed before you try to give them that drink of water. Relate to them, show them that we're human too and that we do make mistakes. When it comes to keeping that open line of communication, I don't just mean while you're on the floor. Take them to break with you. Really take them under your wing and protect them from all the negativity that they are going to experience in their first 90 days. For example, you could be like the best trainer in the world, and the first 5 days of their training are amazing, but once they're on the floor by themselves, they're going to encounter other CNAs. And you guys and I all know that not everybody has a wonderful attitude on a daily basis, especially when you have call-offs. The first thing you hear is when CNAs come in to get report and they're looking at their scheduled assignments for the day. If they see a call off, that just set everybody off. Like, everybody, now I have to do these extra baths, now I have to make these extra beds, and now I have to come down and help feed when I was supposed to stay on the floor and answer call lights. So as a preceptor And as a trainer and as a mentor and a coach, you really have to deflect that person from that negativity through the entire 90 days of their first part of their employment. Let them know, hey, we had a call off today, but you know what? Together we can do this. If we work as a team, we can get those extra call lights answered. If you go down and feed, I can stay on the floor and pick up your hallway too. Really, teamwork is what makes the dream work, so to speak. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this subject.
When you have satisfied and content CNAs, the care is better, and you're going to have less nursing assistant turnover.
So many times they think they're just, in the trenches and nobody hears and nobody cares about them, and it's not true. It's simply not true. And this organization helps them gain that voice and helps them be heard.
We're awesome, and I'm going to hold my head high, and I'm going to ride this magic carpet, and I'm going to change the world. That's what NACA did for me.
For more information, visit us online at nacacna.org or call 417-623-6049.
Welcome back to Katie in the Morning. Today we're talking about CNAs training other CNAs. And one of the things that we fall short on is recognizing our success. So as a preceptor, as a trainer, as a coach, celebrate your success and set the bar higher, a little bit higher, by keeping track of the CNAs that you have personally retained, trained and retained. After all, your success is our success. By developing those relationships, showing people what they're supposed to be doing, following through on making sure that they don't have any questions, making sure that they're comfortable in their working shoes, so to speak, and making sure that they stay long-term is not only helping them, but it's also helping us, because we don't have to take the time out a month from now and start all over with somebody new. That person kind of falls into their groove, gets really comfortable, the residents get to know them, and that's another way that it impacts our facility as well, is that the residents not having to worry about having a different person every single day. If you kind of think about that for a minute, if you were able to reduce the amount of turnover in your facility, how would that not only impact yourself and your coworkers, but also the residents, the facility itself, and the community? If the facility has a reputation of, there's a fly in here, sorry guys, this about flew up my nose. So if your facility has a really good reputation about giving good benefits, really good teamwork, CNA staying for a really long time, that enhances the image in the community and makes it more welcoming for residents to come to that facility. So it impacts the community that way. As far as the management team goes, I think this one's pretty obvious. It takes almost $3,000 per CNA to hire, train, and transition to the floor. That's not counting the background check or the extra labor hours that are put in from the management team itself. So that's really how it impacts the management team in the facility. When it comes to other coworkers, CNAs, if you love your job, you're gonna strive to be there. You're gonna strive to go above and beyond. A lot of times you'll find CNAs kind of competing with each other to see who's the better aide, in a fun way, I hope. But that's just one of the ways it impacts us. If you go to work and you know you have a great team working with you on that day, you're going to have a good day no matter what. It's like going to work and working with your best friends. And then once again, when it impacts the residents, they know who's going to come in and take care of them that day. They know that they can depend on that person, whether it's you or the person that you've trained. So kind of keep track of that. And every once in a while, kind of go back and look at that number. Look how it changes. Look how it evolves. And really kind of put that under your belt for an accomplishment on training, transitioning, and retaining the CNAs that you have come across in your professionalism. I thank you guys all for joining me today, and I will see you right back here on Monday for Katie in the Morning.